Proposition 25 allows a simple majority to pass a budget rather than a two-thirds vote. Currently, to pass the annual state budget and budget-related laws, two-thirds of each house must vote in agreement. Obviously, getting two-thirds of everyone in the legislature to agree on a budget is difficult and frustrating and can take a lot of time. Really, I'm not sure if you could get two-thirds of the legislature to agree on the existence of gravity. In fact, since 1980, the legislature made the budget deadline only 5 times. 5 times since 1980. Prop 25 seeks to change the law so that it only takes a simple majority to pass a budget. That's 50% plus one vote. However, there would still need to be a two-thirds majority vote to raise taxes. It also requires that everyone in the legislature must permanently forfeit their daily salary and expenses for every day late the budget runs past the June 15th deadline. Here are the points for the yes side of the Prop 25 debate, the people that want to reduce the voting requirement to a simple majority. They say Prop 25 fixes California's badly broken state budget process and holds legislators accountable by cutting their pay if a budget isn't passed. No budget, no pay. They say it breaks legislative gridlock by allowing a simple majority of legislators to approve a budget, just like in 47 other states, and it still preserves the two-thirds vote required to raise taxes. They make the point that late budgets cost taxpayers millions of dollars, hurt schools and services, damage California's credit rating, and give special treatment to interest groups at the expense of ordinary citizens. When last year's budget ran late, California issued 450,000 IOUs to small businesses, state workers, and others who do business in the state, costing taxpayers over $8 million in interest payments alone. Under the current system, they claim a small group of legislators can hold the budget hostage, with the ransom being more perks for themselves, spending for their pet projects, or billions of dollars in narrow corporate interest. Meanwhile, the taxpayers lose. And for good measure, they say late budgets hurt taxpayers, schools, public safety, senior citizens, and teachers. The people who oppose Prop 25 feel that we should maintain our two-thirds majority to vote on a new budget, and they say that the real supporters of Prop 25 are incumbent politicians and their special interest friends. They say having only a simple majority approve a budget makes it easier for politicians to raise taxes and pass a budget that isn't really balanced. They say Prop 25 has fine print that will lower the voting requirement to raise taxes, income taxes, and gas taxes, and it will eliminate California voters' constitutional right to repeal bad legislation and higher fees through the referendum process and stop taxes that are disguised as fees. Concerning the part of the proposition that penalizes politicians for finishing the budget late by docking their pay, Prop 25 opponents say that this law will also lower the vote requirement for the legislature to increase its own extravagant tax-free accounts as well. Therefore, they can make up any lost pay from late budgets by increasing their own expense accounts. It used to require a two-thirds vote to do this, but Prop 25 would make it a simple majority. Finally, they say that proponents of this law are the same people who can't control spending and can't balance our budget. Instead of cutting waste and controlling spending, their solution is to raise taxes. So if you like having a two-thirds vote for a budget, then vote no on Prop 25. To change it to a simple majority, vote yes on Prop 25. I am certainly voting no on this one for two simple reasons. First, this is just a subtle political scam from one group in the legislature. If this bill passes, as I've mentioned, it will make it possible to pass the budget with just over 50% of legislators supporting it. In California, this means that the Democrats can get together and pass any budget they want without one Republican vote. Now, if you're a Democrat out there saying, "Oh boy, if we pass Proposition 25, then we could just jump and scream and tax and spend and do all the other things that Democrats like to do," don't do it. You know that's jacked up. 45% of Californians should not receive 100% of the representation. If you support Prop 25 for other reasons, fine, so be it, but don't do it for that reason. The second reason I am voting no on Prop 25 is because of that juicy part of the proposition that says if legislators don't do their job and finish the budget on time, then they don't get paid for every day the budget is late. They set this up so that the voters will say, yeah, we're cracking the whip now. Watch out, legislature. Don't mess with California public or we'll cut your pay. So take that. That all means nothing when you consider the fact that they can just use their 50% vote to pad their expense accounts with as much money as they need until they get around to passing a budget. So those are the reasons I feel this proposition lacks. I could just see it now, a mob of giddy Democrats skipping all around Sacramento all willy-nilly shouting, "Screw you, Republicans! We're just going to do whatever the crap we feel like doing! Hee 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 hee!" Anyway, those are the facts on Prop 25. Do with them as you will, but I will be voting no. No on Prop 25.